Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has admitted that Israel was behind the pager attack on the hideouts of Lebanon-based terrorist group Hezbollah in September, killing nearly 40 terrorists and injuring over 3,000 others. In a cabinet meeting, Netanyahu also acknowledged that Israeli forces carried out a precision strike in Beirut, killing Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah after receiving direct orders from him. In the Israeli operation, the pagers detonated across Lebanon with a span of 30 minutes. Lebanon said earlier this week that it had filed a complaint with the United Nations Labour Agency over the deadly attacks, blaming Israel for waging an egregious war against humanity, against technology and against work. My colleague Belly Thomas with us on the broadcast. Belly, take our viewers through the details.
Devika, between September 17th and 18th this year, thousands of pagers and walkie-talkies used by the Hezbollah, the Iran-backed terror group, exploded, killing around 40 people and injuring over 3,000. And in an explosive development that, Netanyahu has come out to say that the pager operation and the elimination of Nasrallah were carried out despite the opposition of senior officials in the defense establishment and those responsible for them in the political echelon. So he had acknowledged that the Israeli forces carried out this precision strike in Beirut after he green-lighted the operation. According to sources, the pagers used by the Hezbollah members with no GPS capabilities, no microphones and cameras were meant to avoid Israeli surveillance. In the Israeli operation, the pagers detonated across Lebanon within a span of 30 minutes. Lebanon said earlier this week that it had filed a complaint with the United Nations Labour Agency over the deadly attacks, blaming Israel for waging an egregious war against humanity, against technology, against work. After Israel's operation in Lebanon and the killing of the Hezbollah chief, Iran launched a barrage of missiles at the Jewish nation, targeting its key areas, including military installations. According to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Iran used its hypersonic Fatah missiles in the attack against Israel, with over 400 projectiles hitting their targets. However, Israel rejected Iran's claims and said that most missiles were intercepted by Israel and the defensive coalition led by the United States. The Middle East has been witnessing a tumultuous security situation for over 1 year after Hamas launched an unprecedented attack on Israel, killing about 1,100 people and they taking hostage over 200 other people. The attack triggered the war in Gaza, which had killed over more than 42,000 people. Iran's proxies, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, and other militias in Iraq and Syria also stepped up their attack on Israel, stoking fears of an all-out regional war.
All right, Belly, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Arvind Singh Tejawat also with us. Mr. Tejawat, what do you make of Israel's admission of its role in the pager blasts? Will this really have any implications for Israel going ahead, or the attitude of the international community towards Israel?
Right, actually it will not definitely affect Israel's interest, because actually Israel is backed by the United States. And we know that the United States is a superpower, and no one dare to challenge these allies, and no one dare to challenge the US at the moment. Of course, there are some other power centers like Russia and China, but still the USA is the biggest power center. But here you see, the Israel is showing the worst phase of its worst phase in international politics. If the Netanyahu is accepting this fact that the Israel was behind the pager blast, then I suppose it's a violation. It's a clear violation of international laws, because in that the pager blast, the innocent women and the children, they've been killed, and till yet I suppose by the Israeli forces, or the Israeli the defense forces has killed more than 60,000 people in that area. So it is not acceptable at all. And it also shows that the UNO or the United Nations kind of organizations are really has become weak and can do nothing against the Israel's violation, what the violation made by the Israeli government. And that's why I suppose, or I heard that the Lebanese government has launched a case in a ILO, the International Labour Organizations, but I don't think that it will make any sense because these organizations are not much powerful and cannot control or the effect the nations like Israel. But if the Israel is accepting it in its cabinet meeting publicly, then I suppose it's a bad face of Israel, and the international community must tell the US and the Israel that if the innocent people are being killed, then such kind of politics and war is not acceptable in a civilized society.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.